Let's get straight to it. The Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Buccaneers 32-9. And I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm Philly everything else besides football. When it comes to football, I'm a Viking fan. But watching that performance was frustrating for me because I know the Eagles started the season 10-1 in the first 11 games. They beat playoff caliber teams like the Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks, the Bills, and they put up this performance like this. Man, it's unfortunate. They came into the stadium not ready to play, and they had no intensity. They had no heart. They quit on the team straight up. They quit. They were at the stadium physically, but mentally they was not there, and it showed. Correct me if I'm wrong, Eagle fans. Didn't y'all lose y'all defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator, and that showed up on this field, man. You know what I mean? And both sides of the ball did not come to play. Let's start with the offense, and then I'll go defense. So offense, right? Let's look at the team stats. There were a big zero of 9 from third down. That is so unacceptable. And a lot of that was play calling. A lot of that was Jalen Hurts not making those throws that he usually makes. And that's just unfortunate. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Like I like Jalen Hurts. I followed him when he went to Alabama, and when then he transferred to Oklahoma. And I was trying to put Eagle fans on. Jalen Hurts is the real deal. And this season, he started off pretty well, but it just didn't end well with him with this last game, obviously. But it's crazy how they looked this game. They looked like they were lost. They looked like they had no type of chemistry on the offensive side of the ball at all. And then they were 0-2 from fourth down. Let's look at some. They only allowed 6 sacks. No, not 6 sacks. They allowed 3 sacks. But man, time of the possession, the Buccaneers had almost 9 minutes more than the Eagles. It was pathetic. It was a pathetic performance by the Eagles on the offensive side of the ball. The only one that stood out offensively for the Eagles that played with a lot of heart was Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith had 8 catches for 148 yards, 18.5 per catch. He was making tough catches and double coverage, triple coverage. He was doing his thing. He was the only reliable weapon throughout this game. Jalen Hurts was, like I said, he missed some throws. Jalen Hurts was 25 of 35, and he had 250 yards for 1 touchdown. Man. And then the one play, the tush push. It was I believe they were going to go for the extra point, and then there was a penalty. I'm not sure if y'all remember that. And then they were at the 1 yard line. Usually they make that. Usually they call that play and they'll get that play if it's a 4th and 1 or whatever. But they were trying to get that extra point, and it backfired on them. It wouldn't have made a difference. They would have been 10-32 possibly, but the energy might have been different, and this might have not been like this. It could have possibly been a little closer, or they probably could have won. They probably would have never gave up so quick, but they gave up so quick on themselves and on the coaching staff. Is unbelievable. It's how this how this was. But when they started losing this season, when they lost to the 49ers, right? 42-19. They got the brakes beat off of them. And I mean that in no disrespect, Eagle fans. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Y'all know y'all got the brakes beat off of y'all 42-19. Ever since that loss, this season, regular season, y'all haven't been the same. And then y'all lost to the dang on Cowboys 33-13. Y'all already beat the Cowboys earlier in the season, I believe. Then y'all lose to them the second game. And then y'all lost to the Seahawks. And then y'all lost to the Cardinals. Y'all was just on this losing. I don't know what happened. Y'all tell me in the comments what happened after that 49ers game and Cowboys game. Y'all let me know, because I have no clue. I know the secondary. I'm going to get to the defense I'm about to get to the defense. But what happened, bro? Like, the offense just lost it. The running game wasn't the same. For this particular game, Swift had 10 carries for 34 yards, but they couldn't really run the ball. The Buccaneers defensive line, their trenches, the defensive tackles, you ain't running on that team all like that. They're top 10 in defense when it comes to stopping the run. But they had to stop the run because they were trying to come back. Once you give up plays and there's a big lead, you can't continuously run the ball. But that's all I got to say about the offense. It's unfortunate. But let's get to the defense, right? The defense. Oh my goodness. All right. So there was one play in particular that I remember, right? It was, and this made the score 25-9. And I know y'all remember this play. I know the Eagle fans are gonna be like, "Damn, why you bring that up?" But yo, I believe this wide receiver only had one catch. I don't know if it was a wide receiver screen or just a short pass. It was a short pass or wide receiver screen. Trey Palmer, number 10, the wide receiver from the Bucs. He caught the ball. I don't know if it was a corner or safety that missed that tackle. The man ran it all the way. He missed the tackle, and Trey Palmer ran it all the way for a touchdown. It was, I was like, dag, man. Come on, man. What are y'all doing? Like, what was the defense thinking? And that was his only catch for the game. That was his only catch of the dang game. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Mike Sports Vibes. Thank you for vibing with me.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't be mad at me because I'm breaking down this game and I'm talking about the game. Don't be mad at me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I am Philly everything else besides the Eagles or the Steelers. You know what I mean? I mean this in no disrespect. I ain't a fan of those teams. And I'm a Viking fan because of one of the greatest wide receivers that ever touched the football, number 84, Randy Moss. So thank Randy Moss why I am a diehard Minnesota Viking fan. And I'm proud of that. Even though we ain't do nothing. I don't want to get to the Vikings right now. We didn't even make the plays. I don't want to talk about it. So don't put in the comments, at least we got to the play. I don't want to hear it, y'all. I don't want to hear it. But I do play-by-play for most of the Philadelphia 76er games this season. And it's definitely going down. And I plan on for this next baseball season because I am a Phillies fan, but I haven't been following the Phillies. I'm gonna keep it real. When the last time I was really following the Phillies was when they had Ryan Howard, when they had Chase Utley, one of my favorite players, Jimmy Rollins, Ruiz, Victorino, and the guys. You know what I mean? I haven't really been following them, but I'm about to start getting back into it because I do love baseball. But let's get back to this game. Yes, that one play, y'all remember that wasn't good. That was not good. But let's get to the sacks. Let's see how many sacks the Eagles had. They had 4 sacks. They had 4 sacks, but they couldn't really, it wasn't enough because there's the Eagles secondary. See, I don't know too much about the Eagles secondary, but I know for a fact that their secondary has been struggling all year. The Eagles are built good in the trenches, defensive line, offensive line, but especially that defensive line. And there's y'all secondary, is suspect. So y'all gonna need to make a couple of changes. Y'all probably gonna have to get a linebacker. I don't know what's going on with y'all secondary. But by the way, because I'm looking at the draft, because I'm a Viking fan, I'm looking at the draft and everything. Y'all need to draft linebacker Jermaine Trotter Jr. If you haven't seen his highlights, look him up. I know y'all a big fan of Trotter. I'm a big fan of Trotter. I'm not an Eagle fan, but I like Trotter. I love the way he played, the intensity, how he played. One of my favorite players on the Eagles. It was like Dawkins and then Trotter. You know what I mean? I did watch the Eagles, but I was never a fan. I'm just going to keep putting that out there because I don't want y'all saying, you need to just come to the Eagles. No, I'm not coming to y'all side. I don't want to. No disrespect. I don't want to. But y'all need to look at him. Jermaine Trotter Jr. Look him up. Beast. But, yeah. So, yeah, you guys were missing tackles left and right. And it was to the point where the Buccaneers ball carrier, it doesn't matter if it's the wide receiver or the running back, they were either dragging the defender, or they were breaking a tackle, or they were just juking and just running for a first down or a touchdown. It was that awful. You made Baker Mayfield look like Patrick Mahomes. It was just a suspect performance by the defense. What did Baker Mayfield have for the day? Let's look at his stats real quick. 22 of 36 for 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. Crazy, man. Crazy. I'm not even gonna get into the rest of the stats when it comes to the Buccaneers, because I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect to the Bucs, man. Y'all not gonna do anything either. I'm just letting y'all know y'all not gonna do anything else. Maybe because their defense is pretty solid, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. And I want to say this. I always try to tell fans, like, because I'm a Viking fan. You know, we started the season 1-4, and I was being optimistic, thinking we was gonna get to the playoffs, but it didn't happen, right? I always think of the season, especially a football season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You see how the Eagles started the season 10-1, and got knocked out in the wild card round. They just finished terribly. You know what I mean? There's some teams that start off bad and get to the Super Bowl. Like a few years ago when the Giants, they started off bad, but they had that great defensive line when they had Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, and they got all the way to the Super Bowl. They had a great quarterback in Eli Manning, but Eli Manning wasn't the best in the regular season. But when it came to that postseason, he was clutch. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say. Have a wonderful day. I'm out.
This is the end of the video. I truly appreciate you vibing with the bull. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. I'm out.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. Yeah. Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.
I really do this.
I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man.
Yeah.
They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.